hello friends! Hello! As you can see, we are online again. I need to adjust my volumes because the music is loud as hell in my ear. But yes, we are online again. One of us was recently exposed to COVID, and even though, we're all vaccinated, all that shebang, we're going to keep it safe. A lot of us are around kids a lot, and yeah. So,
Absolutely.
but we will not be down a wizard cat dragon the entire time. Hopefully, he had some stuff come up. He's dealing with it, but he said he should be able to get back on soon.
Good deal.
Which is good, because you're probably going to need him. Considering you guys decided to take a long rest in the middle of a dungeon where you just killed 4 spiders.
Yes, but you did say we got our long rest, though, so that's the important clarification.
Hi, Sean. Glad to hear that you're doing okay. I hope everybody's excited for the game tonight. For those of you that don't know our schedule, it's usually 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Everybody was free and wanted to do session this week, so we're doing session this week, which would normally be our off week. But last we left off, you all had entered the temple where Kelmorn had originally found the Tome of Tharizdun. Thanks to some visions and guidance from Ioun herself, he was able to discover he was supposed to find her tome and not Tharizdun's, which you all quickly rectify as you not only find the tome, but release Ioun's power. And you have been able to see that as the temple walls that used to be all a dull gray stone now match the marble doors of the special room. All of it is a beautiful white stone as you were going through. And you came across some spiders that were quite large, one of them very abnormal, and were no match for you all, especially Edmund with his 4 kill in
Right.
2 rounds. I still think that was amazing, and if you missed it, it is a clip available to be seen on Twitch. You can watch that at some point when we're not live, but stay here for now.
It's about time he pulled his weight. Come on, man.
Wow.
Says the one who bit his... Yeah, moving
Hey,
on.
That was the old Kelmer. We don't need to bring up old shit, okay? New shit.
You're ready to get into some new shenanigans. And
Absolutely.
we will do so as you all exit your tiny hut from your long rest. What is the pecking order? Who's going out first?
I am.
Okay. Followed by?
Edmund.
Okay. So Kelmorn and then Kyrie and then Edmund and...
Well, as soon as Kyrie goes out, the hut's gone.
Oh yeah, better
Oh,
get
this
out
is
fast.
true.
Yeah, I kind of
I'm like,
Go
oh,
on,
you're
Saga.
not dressed in. Sorry, I already. It's already gone.
Go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
Oh, joy, my big old +1. Here we go. That's a 5.
And I do have the map being streamed in the Discord if you all need to click on it so you can see. Hi, Darwin!
oh, natural 20.
Welcome in, my mighty mon. Nice! We have a 5 and a natural 20. What is Kyrie's?
I'm trying to make it show up in the game log.
But
How do I do
point
that?
of order before we exit. Can I do something?
Certainly.
I would like to cast Aid at 2nd level. On everybody but me, because I can only do it on 3 people. So everyone but me has an additional 5 hit points. Your maximum is increased.
Then we'll have to inform Edmund of that when he gets here. Let me
That
roll
lasts
his
for-
perception check. He doesn't know this
Lasts
shit.
for 8 hours.
Okay.
Those can be healed up.
All right. So you do that, and then you all exit. You get your 5, your nat 20, and your. I'm sorry if you said it, Heidi. I missed it. What was yours?
I was trying to make it go in the game log, and I don't know how to make it do that.
Well, just if on D&D Beyond, just if you roll from your
Yeah.
character sheet, it should go into the game log automatically.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing that.
Let me see. I don't know where my stylus went.
But I just rolled a 21 if it matters. It doesn't show up.
Very nice. Let's see.
Like I can see everybody's there, but I can't see mine.
You're hiding,
Yeah, I saw mine. I see Jalen. I see mine, and I see Calmorn's.
you're hiding stuff,
Oh.
Kyrie. I think you're the true one.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah, I'm still like poking at myself, like pulling my hair. I'm really confused by that whole thing.
Let me sign in, see if I can figure out why that's happening. Beginning of streams are always technical difficulty things.
I can always restart D&D Beyond too. I don't know if that would make a difference or not.
Mayhaps. When in doubt, turn it off and on again, right?
Pretty much.
In the process of signing in. But with a 5, you definitely don't notice, but don't worry, Kelmore and Edmund's right there with you. I rolled for him. But with a 21 and definitely with a nat 20.
It's 25 altogether with the 20.
Nice. You all hear footsteps approaching you from the stairway that you can see at the end of the hallway. Now, I like that emote, Night's Fall.
Thank you.
So we can hear the footsteps.
Both you and Heidi can.
And it's coming from that hallway that's lit up.
Yes, and you can. It sounds like they're approaching you, the hallway off to the east.
Is it just one set of footprints, or is that how we can understand? Like,
With the net 20, you can tell it's one set of small footprints. Or footsteps.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna say
quick
somebody's
cast
coming.
Guy's self. So I will look like a little goblin girl.
Someone's coming from where?
Down the hall. That way.
I look towards the wall.
You all look and
You look towards the wall or hall?
Hall.
Okay.
you look and you see the stairways at the end. You don't see anyone coming up them yet. Once it's pointed out to you, you can hear the footsteps.
Ready? Action for whoever comes up.
Okay.
Oh, well, that will work. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna get Arrow out ready to go. Just see what depends what comes up.
Okay. So where are you guys standing as
I'm gonna be right in the way, as they're coming up the steps, they're gonna see me.
And then I'll be behind him so I can shoot over him.
So you want to be like in the actual hallway?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be back, right about there. Yeah, I think you had it right. Right about there.
Okay. This is Edmund. I'm just gonna say he's in between you guys. You were right there.
Yeah, that's me.
And Kyrie. Where do you want to be? In the hallway, in the room?
I'm going to just kind of I'll be like right up in between Kelmorn and
Edmund?
Jalen. Yeah, that too. Doesn't matter. I don't care where I'm at really
Okay.
at this point.
So what did you make yourself look like?
A little goblin girl.
Okay.
I'll call you Pistachio.
You
An NPC in my game that I have not had a chance to go.
Now that you're at the top of the stairs, you can see down them, and boop. You see approaching the base of the stairs a small figure, maybe somewhere between 2 and 3 feet tall, with a hood over their head. That seems to go up a couple of steps and then starts fidgeting with one of the stairs. They don't seem to have noticed you.
I will look at them, and then I would start.
Say. And what are you doing?
Ugh! Already here. Pit, disable, trap.
And as it looks up at you, you see that it is a little goblin boy.
Wow.
So good call on that one. You see them fidget. He like totally stops with the tools in his hands.
Pit supposed to help disable, trap.
Oh, so you're disabling it.
Yes.
Oh,
Carry
that'd be
on,
awesome.
please.
Thank you.
And then he kind of fidgets with it some more. Eventually you hear a click. And then above your head, you hear a loud roaring. If you look up, you see that it is in fact stone closing up a very large, opening that was above the passageway. And it is now closing.
What's your name, friend?
Pit is Pit.
It?
Pit. Pit lives in Pit. Pit works in Pit. Pit named Pit.
It has any friends here?
Pit has friends. Pit sent my friends to come show you where live. You heroes who freed, yes?
Yes.
Then come. Come. Pit sent to fetch you. Pit fetch.
Well, I would not want you to disappoint your friends.
He's very excited, and as you guys kind of get closer to him, you see that he's definitely on the younger side. He is probably a child goblin.
I will definitely, I'll have Bob on my shoulder, keeping an eye out, and I'll follow him.
Pit didn't know one of Hero's another goblin. Hello.
What's your name? And Pit is pointing at Kyrie.
Susie.
Susie, meet Pit.
Nice to meet you, Pit.
Do heroes want see garden or see friends first?
What's in the garden?
Garden very pretty. Garden have special pretty glowy things.
I think we were going to the garden first. So if that's okay, would it be okay to take some of the garden, like a flower or two? If that's okay.
Yes, yes. You heroes, you can take. Just don't take whole thing.
Understandable. That is acceptable.
I like pretty things. Let's go to the garden.
Then Susie must like self if like pretty things.
Aw,
And then he leads you
that
in.
was adorable.
And he kind of leads you in to a very large open area that I'm going to pull up an image that I have a reference for in here somewhere. Ta-da-ta-ta. Apparently I didn't save the reference. But it is a... You see it is a lot of stone with a few ponds. There's some moss growing on some parts of the stone, but the part that absolutely catches your eye is a large tree as well as the ceiling, all of which is just spattered with bioluminescent buds that are just all across the tree, all across the ceiling. It's almost like looking at the night sky from within the mountain.
Kid, it's so pretty.
It's very pretty. Pit like come here and relax.
I can see why.
Pit never been to Outside World. Outside World have stuff like this?
Not like this.
And you see him just kind of stare at it and space out for a second. What do you all do?
Continue on. Take a look. I don't know what type of flower we're looking
Anyone who is proficient may roll a nature check to kind of figure out what some of the plant life here is.
A 10.
Kyrie, are you proficient in nature?
Halfway. And it's still not showing up in here.
Oh, so you see where it says campaign wicked ways at the top? You have
Yeah.
game log. So click on game log and see where it says send
Yeah.
to. It should say
Yeah.
everyone.
And it says everyone. Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
is already picked.
Huh. Hi, Wizard Cat Dragon, welcome in.
That's weird. I don't know then.
As far as
So we-
what you've missed, you've befriended a small goblin child named Pit who has led you into the garden.
And we have some changes. And hi, Amber. We can see you on stream. You are on the internet
Annoying. Maybe that's
now. Just thought I'd let you know.
And you also have temporary hit points that were added on because of Kelmorn.
Yeah, you got 5 temporary hit points.
Oh yeah. Oh, so we met a goblin. Nice.
Yes, a small goblin boy named Pit, who refers to himself in third person.
And I'm disguised as a goblin girl, but that was just a coincidence. I didn't know that.
You're like, it's the middle of a mountain. What's gonna be in here? Goblins.
I don't know. It was just the
Ah.
first thing that came to mind.
That was brilliant.
This is great. So what was your role? We'll take your word for it, Heidi. We know your personality type enough to know you're not a cheater.
Alright, well, I'm gonna guide myself.
Okay. Edmund, are you proficient in nature?
Oh, I got a net 20, dirty 20 before the guidance.
Very
D4.
nice. So, Jalen, bioluminescent plants are a little bit out of your area of expertise.
And a 1, so 21.
So, Kyrie, you are able to kind of get more of a feel for these plants and figure out which one of these would be most likely brewed for tea.
Kelmorn will start fidgeting with his earring,
Mhm.
take it off,
Okay.
and then and we'll pass it to Kyrie.
You're giving me your earring? How did you know I like these?
Sorry, I have to go to a different window to get my voice.
I didn't know that you liked those. I don't have a need for this anymore. I think that it might help you.
Thank you. I really do like them a lot. I actually kind of collect them.
Well, this one you have to spend some time with to really make it a part of you. But it is magical.
Even better. Thanks, Kilmore.
It is the ear.
I'm Susie right now.
You're welcome, Susie. It is the earring of understanding.
Oh,
It basically
I-
behands kind of like a comprehend languages, but auditory only.
okay. Awesome.
But I can read all writing now, so I figured give it to somebody who doesn't have that ability.
Thank you.
All right.
So if I know what plants are good for brewing tea, then I can just
You can clip a few leaves, yeah.
I'll just clip a few leaves and stow them in my pocket.
Very nice. Oh no, dunce cap. Hopefully you'll be able to figure out something. But you take some of the leaves, and Pitt is just kind of like happily waiting in the hallway, letting you guys grab whatever you wanted to grab, and is waiting down by the stairs that you all
Does
passed.
any of this like look familiar to me, like it might be Fae, or is it just
It does.
locally natural?
It doesn't seem to be Fae. This all just seems to be like mountainous type plants.
Okay.
And there's a small hole in the ceiling where, when it's daylight out, you can figure is probably how the plants get their sunlight. Or at the very least, the tree. But I assume you all go back with Pitt then, if you're done in the garden?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Pitt, later, friends.
So you follow Pitt through a few ways, and you can get rid of Shard at this point, because I don't have any other maps for it. But you follow Pitt through a series of tunnels, and Pitt is like practically skipping along. He's very happy that he did his job properly. And you get to a portion where it's very narrow, and this is a portion where it's purposely meant to look like a dead end. Like, you can tell, like, he has to move stuff out of the way in order to get to what at first just looks like a crack in the wall. You're able to start sliding through it. The rough rock in this area threatening to scrape your armor as you squeeze through. And as you get towards the end of this really narrow passageway, you see a warm glow at the end of it. You turn to see it open up into a massive cavern, and in front of you is an entire city which seems to be carved out of the mountain itself. You look down to see tons of stairways, dozens of layers of buildings and pathways. It seems like you're at the very top of this city. You can hear very faintly the sound of steam and music and laughter. You see metal structures moving up and down, strange contraptions all over the place. And Pip is leading you further into the city.
Definitely taking a note of all this, but following.
They basically have steam-powered elevators going and other contraptions that you all have no idea what it is in character because artificers are not a common thing. So, and as Pitt's leading you through the top floor, you can see a lot of the buildings here are on the larger side. You see some well-dressed civilians who kind of murmur to each other as you walk past, and you notice most of the city is dwarven and halfling. You don't really see a lot of other goblins running around.
I will speak to Pit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different people around here.
Oh, absolutely. Lots of short people. It makes Pit not feel bad about being short.
Oh. Why do you have to grow tall? The best things are down on the ground. Get
Like-
yourself farther away from them.
Like what?
Well, like good earth, good stone, good food.
It's true.
Yeah, don't feel bad about being short.
But I can't reach fruit and trees.
Well, that's what we make tools for. And ladders.
This is true. They have lots of tools here.
I can see that.
Is this weird? Is this not how outside world look?
No, outside
No.
world does not look like this at all. Completely different.
Pit wants to see outside world so bad.
And like Pitt kind of pouts a little bit as he like leads you up to one of the buildings.
Well, maybe Susie will take you.
Pit would like that.
You see him kind of perk
Yeah,
up
you
again.
can come with.
Yay!
Come with.
Pit gonna explore.
And he's like skipping again as he opens the door.
Pit bring heroes!
So, you guys like Ioun then?
Well,
And as soon as Pitt goes to start attempting to answer, you can hear steps coming down the stairway inside the home. Do you follow him into the home, or?
Yes.
Okay. And you...
Wait, how tall is this home? If Pip is like,
it's like
and
a...
Kelmor's like, but you know, we're and Susie's like, but you know, there's a couple of us that are like,
You can stand comfortably in here. While dwarves themselves aren't very tall, they do make very tall buildings. They like having a lot of space. You see coming down a older dwarven gentleman in fancy robes.
What race is he? Dwarven, you said?
Yes. And you see he has a walking stick with him as he's coming down the steps. It seems less like it's being functional and more of a fashion statement. It's a walking stick, but he has one as he's coming down the stairs.
People and their silly fashion statements. I've never understood them.
And that would be why we are going to be celebrating you as heroes. We have been using the temple for centuries to guard ourselves from the outside world. When it was corrupted by Tharizdun, it corrupted us as well. And we were trapped in this madness. When you did whatever you did to set Ioun free once more, we collectively regained our sanity and knew we must immediately celebrate the heroes who rescued us. Would you all
That
care?
is appreciated.
Would you all
I-
care for some tea? And he kind of gestures into an open area where you can see a table and a tea set on the far side.
Sure. As I go up, I will pat Susie on the shoulder, and I will be casting protection from poison.
Thank you.
And it's
But I
been-
do have my cat that like protects me. You know, he can detect poison too. So
I've already spent the spell slot.
Can Edmund do an insight check on this dwarven fellow?
Absolutely.
Simply because he's not used to people being nice to him, just for the sake of being nice. Well, that's
Aw.
a failure. That's a critical fail.
Oh, wow.
Let me put that emote in chat.
Well, we're starting off great.
There you go. That's all for you.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
But I'm pulling up his picture right now for you all. And boop boop. I said boop boop.
Kelmorn is definitely looking rather. Every time the word heroes is mentioned, he's looking away.
Okay.
So,
would I notice him doing that?
Are you trying to be subtle about it, or are you?
It's unconscious, so no.
Then I would say so, sure. Especially since he just cast a spell on you, you'd probably glance at him.
What's wrong, Kelmar? Why do you look uncomfortable when they say that word? Because you are. You got the
I-
book.
I'm just a person that needs to make up.
Well, freeing an entire city is a damn good start.
You should think highly of yourself, Kelmorn.
It's a start.
This tea is specifically from our garden and is said, as far as we know, to only grow here. And
I just found it.
he has a cup of blue tea that when he pours into the cup is actually purple. And yes, I have tea that actually does that. And you just down it before he even finishes it? Okay. What is the thing that Kelmorn is searching for the most right now? What does Kelmorn want the most right now?
Oh wow, wow, wow.
oh wow.
Uh,
Sanity for one, so.
that's the thing. Two things, and I'll let you determine which. Because subconsciously, with his level track, it would probably be for the weapon he would be bonded with, because of the hexblade portion. He just doesn't understand that just yet, so that's kind of subconscious. And the other thing would be to go back in time to not murder and torture all those people.
You begin to have visions. The room you were in disappears, and instead you see first just glimpses of metal. You see, upon closer inspection, that it's actually a mace. You see it resting within a city of people you can't see. You know that there are people around you. You can hear them talking to each other, but you can't see anyone.
Just have a far off look.
Are you okay?
Does anyone else drink the tea?
Oh,
Not
I'm
now,
drinking my
no.
tea.
Alright. Kyrie, what is the thing that Kyrie wants most?
She wants to know why she's being hunted. Like what she does not understand what the people who are after her want from her. Or what makes her so special, like why they're looking for her specifically.
Your vision is a bit more confusing, as you see glimpses of people with completely blacked out eyes, none of which you recognize immediately. You see two different symbols, the ones that were on the letter. You see a forest, and as you're starting to go into the forest and you feel like you're getting close to the answer, the vision fades. What do you all do?
Well, I mean, my character would definitely drink the tea at the same time everybody else.
Okay. So what does Jalen want most?
So, is this the person asking me, or is it just like come to me?
This comes to you.
Okay, so Jalen would be wanting to find the person responsible for slaughtering his tribe.
Okay. You begin having visions of that drow. You recognize it to be that drow. You see at his feet a couple of feathers. You see the woman who you most certainly unalived walking up to him. You see them smile. And you see them preparing. And your vision fades.
So the state shows us stuff, but doesn't give us any directions. Like a compass that doesn't work.
But I have a face now.
It shows you things.
Yep, it shows
Edmund's
me a
doing
dog
it.
on top. It shows me a dog on top of Kyrie.
Edmund's gonna drink.
Okay. What does Edmund want most in the world?
He wants to kill the person that killed his clan.
Okay. You get visions of a drow with a book at his side, feathers at his feet. And the woman you most assuredly killed, walking up to him.
So essentially the same thing
As Jalen. Mm-hmm. You don't know it, but
yeah. Cool. So he wants to go kill a drought.
this
I do.
tea.
I like it.
This tea is supposed to help you have visions of what you want most in the world. It helps you figure out what that is so you can go find it.
You know, that's helpful and all. But I think a map would be more helpful.
A
But I appreciate.
A map doesn't even have the city on it. Maps can lie.
I do appreciate the sharing.
So good people.
We are only just now setting up a festival in your honor for rescuing us from Tharizdun. We do wish that you would stay. You would have free lodging at whichever inn you chose. Just have Pitt go with you and he can attest that you are in fact the heroes, not like we get many outsiders anyways. And perhaps for the things you are looking for, you may find something with our runeskeeper.
Oh, you have
Sounds
a
awesome to
library.
me.
That we do. We have many very old books, older than myself, and that's saying something. He kind of chuckles to himself at calling himself old. So anything that may be older than you, you will most assuredly find.
How much do you know of the outside?
I personally know a fair bit, but most of the people here have not been outside of this volcano.
And
Is it
Which-
still here?
Pitt is still there, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna drop my illusion and I will apologize.
Oh,
So now I just look like myself.
Susie
I'm sorry,
tricked Pit.
I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to protect myself in case you were somebody scary, but you're not.
That's fair.
He's pouting a little bit.
I'll give him a flower for my hair.
Well, Pitt, you look quite formidable. So we had to make sure that we protected. So,
He's gonna laugh. He's gonna chuckle to himself.
And Pitt just kind of smiles and happily holds the flower close.
has Kelmorn seen a lot of magic? Like obvious magic use at all?
Within the city itself, nothing blatantly obvious.
do you have magic users in the city?
Certainly, we tend to stick to more technology-based things, but we do have some arcane practitioners.
I would definitely suggest that you do not enter the outside world without due protection. There is a group calling themselves the Pureblood that are imprisoning, doing very nasty things to you. Are a part of that.
All the more reason to stay separated and off the maps. So if you would keep the city's location to yourselves, that would be appreciated.
Of course.
That is fair. I, for one, would really like to see your library, if that's okay. Then I will look at the party. If you all want to enjoy the festivities, you do have to leave. take care of. You, Jalen. And then we have people hunting. I nod to Kyrie because he isn't there for me.
Alright, then the gentleman gestures over to Pitt.
Pitt's happy to take the library. Pitt, help. Want to go?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then Pitt, like, bows to the dwarven man
Thank you, Majesty.
and then begins to leave. And you do all hear him say, Majesty,
Hmm.
as he goes to leave. You all, I presume, follow?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your safety numbers.
Our festivals tend to last for a few days, so enjoy yourselves while you can. You have plenty of time to be saving cities or destroying drows.
I do understand and I do appreciate the offer. I, for one, need to find a way to better equip myself to help these individuals and others.
We have plenty of equipment here. As you can see, we make many things.
And I do appreciate that, but
Your vision showed you something elsewhere.
that and plus I do not have funds, so I need to find a way to get funds as well.
I don't think you'll find that to be a problem soon enough. And you all exit, and he just kind of gently closes the door, as Pitt is already excitedly skipping along, occasionally looking back to make sure you guys are still close.
Pitt, take library. Library down 2 levels.
And I will also keep my eye out for any armor. Just if I will not keep my eye out for it, but if there's one on the way, it will catch his eye.
Okay. You follow Pitt down the stairs. You see more dwarves and halflings that are out and about. And you do see a couple goblins now that you're starting to go to the lower floors. They almost seem like errand boys and errand girls here. And you see a lot of metalwork. This is the most metalwork you've seen in a city. There are numerous places that have there's like metal statues even. There's the strange steam-powered elevators. You see people just carrying things that you haven't seen outside of the city. You see a shop as you walk by that seems to sell miniature cannons. That's the best you can describe them as. And eventually...
Come on, check it out. It's like a little cannon that's like your size.
Oh,
I would probably break that.
those called guns.
And
Yes. There are lots kinds. They hurt. Lot. Pack punch. Pit not allowed to hold.
And you eventually come across a 3-story building with a sign on the front that just has an open book on it.
Kelmorn's hand will instinctively touch his holy symbol.
Then you feel a sense of calm. There's a lot of strange here, but it's almost exciting. There's so much that you all didn't know existed that can be found here. You all.
She's like fascinated by the gun thing. So
Yeah, if he's going to the library, I'm going to go back and look at the guns.
Okay.
yeah, I want to go play with the gun.
Okay.
Can we go play with the guns, Pit? Will you show us? I know you can't touch them. That's okay. But can you show us?
Sure thing. First, library.
And he opens the door, and you get that familiar scent of books, Calamarian. And another wave of calm rushes over you, and you see dozens upon dozens of shelves with large, like, chunky books in them. As well as one, like, half bookshelf with books that are, like, that thick.
Is there anybody working there, or is it just open?
There is on the second floor, you can see someone through the railing. It is a rounded building, and there are railings at the edge of each floor, and you do see someone up on the second floor.
I will just go up and attempt to strike a conversation with that individual.
Okay. And as you... Are you going up the stairs to go talk to her? Oh, okay. So, as you approach, you see that it is a dwarven female, and you see her talking to Asteria. Those of you that went to go look at the guns, what are you doing? Because Pitt will now go escort you back to the guns.
Let's take a look at the guns.
Yeah.
I personally think Edmund would stay with Homeland simply because 2 and 2, just the numbers seem better in his head.
Okie dokie. So you all...
Besides, Yo got this.
So you two go to look at the guns, and there's a variety of them. You can see there's there is at least 3 or 4 different shapes of the mini cannons. And there you can see what looks like very small cannonballs in a barrel as well. And you see someone, a halfling gentleman with a scruffy beard and scruffy hair, just kind of looks up at you.
Right. What can I do you for? Pit, no touching. You know the rules. Pit knows. Pit knows. No touch. Pit, no touch. They touch, not Pit.
I get my fingerprints on these.
Can you show us how these work? They're so pretty. They're kind of scary, but that makes them pretty too.
Definitely scary. They're quite loud, but sure.
And you see he pulls out one, and he kind of steps up to the front of the shop, which is an open shop. Like, there's no, like, front wall per se. It's just kind of an open shop that you can walk into. And he goes across on the opposite side of the path, where there's, like, a massive, like, opening cavern area. Like, all of the buildings are along the walls of the volcano, not in the center. And you can see, like, targets hanging down across the way a bit, and he goes over, and as he pulls the trigger, you see the gun on the mini cannon, like, jerk back in his hand, but you also see the target in the distance, like, start spinning around like it had been hit. And the noise is one of the loudest things you guys have heard, especially this close.
How much?
Oh, so cool! I want one. It's just like tugging on John. Like, did you see that? Did you see it? Did you see it?
That is adorable. I love Kyrie's excitement at, like, everything.
Doggy.
The 2 goody 2-shoes have a gun.
Not for some somebody. Don't know who yet, but not somebody probably.
Well, this one is little, but it's strong. This one's 250 gold. We got some on around here that are 75 and some that are 180.
Let's start with the 75 first and see what that gets us.
Yeah.
The 75 one is our big boy, and it's 75 because it's a little unwieldy. And he goes and pulls out a large gun that he has to hold with two hands, and he kind
Yeah,
of.
wouldn't it be a
It's a. I'm probably gonna butcher this pronunciation because yay D&D things that you've never actually heard and only read. Arquebus. It's like ARQUE bus. It's not like a blunderbuss.
Quibus.
It's.
A quibus.
Is that how it's? I don't know if you're pulling my leg or if that's actually how it's said.
Quibus. I'm almost positive that's how it's pronounced as like arquebus.
Okay. But that is what you're
Yes,
being handed.
arquebus. That's exactly what it is. So it's almost like a long barrel one of these.
I just did the pronunciation. It says arquebus.
Arquebus.
Okay. Arquebus.
Oh, arquebus. There we go.
There. Okay.
Yeah, not a long e.
Thank you. We'll get some grammar lessons today.
I can't pronunciate. Damn, y'all know that. So.
What's the 181? It's pretty cool.
The 181 is another two-hander, and it's the Caliver, Caliver. Again, things that I don't know how to pronounce, but can say. The range is better on the Caliver.
I think it's pronounced. I just had it.
And for, let's see if it's gonna let me show. Come on, brightness. So this one is the Arquebus, and this one is the Caliver. So it's got like a bigger opening at the end, but it is the same approximate size.
Just had it. Over here.
All right. So how much would it be for the arquebus and ammo and powder?
Damien, you don't have to read that now. That can be for later. It's just
Okay.
whatever. If you were reading what I sent you.
I was not. I was reading over the
Okay.
damage and stuff. And well, which one are you looking at getting? Are you looking at? Neil hold up the arquebus and I'll hold up the Caliver. Like,
We'll do the arquebus for now. It's a little bit cheaper.
all
It's
right.
within my price range.
I have one gold.
Because Edmund gave us a bunch
Oh
of
yeah,
money.
exactly. I didn't get anything from it.
No, you got nothing from Edmund.
I spent.
You did. You spent that money. I got my pseudo dragon.
Mhm.
What's it me with all the money?
Well, I can. Ammo is a little bit harder to come by. It's a little bit harder to make, a little bit more dangerous to make. So that's where the expensive part's in. You can get the. Let's see, which one did the arquebus use? Would the arquebus use a bullet or a lead shot?
Does it use powder and a ball?
It's a musket. What does a musket use?
Powder and ball. Yeah.
Okay, so there's the lead shots, which is a spread on the attack, and then the handgun balls.
Handgun.
Yeah. The handgun is spelled weird though. It's like Gunne. They're-
Bunei. I don't
They
know.
really didn't want to have the word gun in Dungeons and Dragons, so they had to add letters to it.
So that's the little one.
Yes.
The little one.
No, the little one is that he shot is the pistol.
Okay.
The arquebus is the cheapest one.
Okay. How much was the pistol one?
The pistol one was $250. That
Yeah, it's a
one,
little bit out of the price range.
yeah, that one uses
Yeah.
bullets instead of, yeah. Well, for the arquebus, you got these that are 3 gold for 5 of them, or you got the lead shots which spread out, so your damage not as high, but you can hit 2 instead of 1. And those you can get 5 of them for 2 gold piece.
Alright, so lead shot spreads.
Yes.
Alright, so I'll take the arquebus and I'll take 5 regular bullets and 5 lead shots.
Okie dokie.
So
You go ahead and do your
85,
inventory yourself.
85. Alright.
And is Kyrie getting anything?
I want to. I'm thinking I have like 161 gold. I'd really like the smaller one because I think she would just put it in her pocket. Or like a little satchel.
Are you lot the ones who...
And then he just kind of gestures around and pick us.
Yes, the heroes. They 2 of heroes. They're 4, but these 2 are 2 of 4.
Explains Pit.
There's 4 of us.
Um,
The other 2 are in the library.
Tell you what.
and he tosses over 15 gold back to Jalen. And
Great.
for you, I can do 200 on the pistol with 5 ammo.
One hand guns, other hand no guns. I'm not even there, but
If he was, that's what he,
yeah.
You said what?
But
I also just linked something in. Alright, later.
Yeah.
when are we gonna get another opportunity to get a gun?
Right? I know. That's just the thing. Okay.
Just saying. Take some information in it.
So you said how much would it be?
It would be 200, and you would get the gun and 5 ammo.
Okay. Jalen, do you have 39 gold I can borrow?
I do.
Awesome. I will get it back to you ASAP.
Not bad feeling about this.
We're gonna duel.
We're gonna need them.
I just
Yeah.
can't wait till they misfire. Be
Yeah,
proficient in it.
shush.
Don't put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby.
So they don't have. There's in inventory. They're not in the inventory. Like I can't add it.
I will go through and add it for you guys. Just for now, write down that you have the guns and whatever ammo you have. So,
Okay.
Alright. So what would I classify that? It's just like a pistol.
yes. If I have to, I'll homebrew it into D&D Beyond.
Yeah, they have pistols and muskets in there.
They just don't have the arquebus.
I mean, it would
That's good.
They have a bunch of different types. Like they even have antimatter.
I'll look
There
through
you
it
know
later.
You're in trouble.
But
Okay. Pistol.
with those purchases underway, let's get back to Kelmorn and Edmund, who come across Asteria speaking with the dwarf in the library.
Now, correction to make sure my memory. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Asteria was the one.
Was the blue
sorry.
elf who was the local loon at
Yep,
your... Yep.
exactly. Well, isn't this a bag of peaches?
Oh! Kelmorn! Hello, Edmund too. It's nice to see you two. It's been a while.
Calmore does look a lot different now.
You've combed your hair.
Well, the hair's not here. The hair's on top now.
That's just what it is. That's how she's acknowledging that you're different without like.
So, what are you doing here?
Oh, I exchanged inventions with the city of Ogren regularly. You think I came up with the material for those bombs on my own?
Is it
So,
bad to say insight check?
Go ahead.
so the city was recently insane.
Yes.
Now it's not.
Yes. They were still quite agreeable even while they were insane.
Their natural one. Insight's not my bag.
Apparently, it is not.
You're just so surprised to see her that you're like, what?
There you go. Well, anytime. Well, I wanted to do a little bit of reading.
And at this point, the dwarven female kind of peeks around this area. Well, you're in the right place for it. What?
Melbourne is obviously
Not looking Asteria in the eyes. Definitely has a look of shame on his face. And he's a little nervous, actually.
Okay.
Well, it was
Noted.
nice to see you again.
You doing all right, Kelmorn?
I am now.
She kind of nods, gives you a little bit of a squint eye, and then
How
starts to. Well, the things are going well. We have. Let's see. I've, to be honest, developed a bit of a soft spot for the kids that we've been training. And I've been working with her to try and make some things to make things a bit easier.
And the teachings that I was giving them, they are not learning those correctly.
They're just learning how to fight right now.
Let's
One.
leave things in chains.
What?
Leave things in chains. And out of them.
Okay. One of them has shown to be a bit hard of hearing, though, so I'm working on a little earring to allow them to hear a bit better. The town has been very helpful with the children, honestly. The children know that I can see and hear through my little otter friend that you all met last time. So they behave. They don't give Igaron too many problems while I'm away. And speaking of Igaron, he's been helping build the gates around the city. Well, it's not a city yet, let's be real. This is a city. That's a village. Any what? Sorry, it was hard to hear.
Drow. drowned?
None within here or Ecclesia.
Okay.
Are you looking for one?
Yeah.
A specific one, I presume?
Yeah. Kinda got something to settle. Just a little bit.
It'll be like trying to find a single tree in the forest.
You can still find a tree in the forest. There's plenty.
But a specific one you don't know.
Asteria chuckles a little.
A tree's a tree. Or is that what's it?
So do you view all drow the same then?
Sorry, say that again, Damien?
So do you view all drow the same then? Asteria is giving you a very questioning look right now.
But if one rubs you the wrong way, kinda happens. Hard stuff. Kinda. I mean, especially when you find out, you know, they kinda killed your family. That doesn't go over well.
Oh. I understand a bit clearer now. Well, I certainly wish you luck with that. There, I believe, are a couple books on drow in here, if that's what you're in here for.
If you see one with black feathers, well, one of this.
Feathers. Strange.
This player, I think I kind of know. Or Edmund? No. I got 16 intelligence, 5 charisma. Same.
Who's leading the town now?
Well, we haven't gotten any orders from Sin in the town, so
Well-
currently... Oh. Is she...
Gone.
My apologies. Well, who would you have be next in charge then? She didn't really leave a next in charge.
I think the town itself should decide
Hey, who's-
I will inform them of this. Are we still supposed to be building up, or...
that. Building up is always a good thing,
This is true.
especially since many of the purebloods will probably be looking for us.
trying to turn the door into just cogs, so
Oh,
Among other things. So it might be best if you distance yourself away from us.
that's fun. See, you're the brains here.
very well. I will...
Someone is still like, his eyes are like that. I'm looking down for stuff.
At this point, she'll kind of kneel down and purposely be trying to make eye contact with you.
I will begrudgingly look up. I get a lot of bad shit.
Certainly. But so
it's
do
not the
heroes.
best.
Anyone who is attempting to achieve a goal for a large portion of people at some point ends up a murderer. It's just
Yeah.
about your perspective.
My perspective, I will harm someone. So,
One
I have-
comment, Edmund's gonna check his dick. Yeah. A little bit.
so I think that distance yourself from us. Maybe even have some wanted posters, but don't look for us, please. And let the town
right. I can do that, but know that you will always have a place in Calacia.
I do appreciate that. I just don't want anyone else to suffer for my mistakes.
It's not all about here. We're in this together. Your
And-
mistakes, my mistakes, Sim's mistakes, Jalen's mistakes, Gary's mistakes.
Yeah,
We're not alone. Feel fuck up for human. But something like this. I don't even know what the fuck I am.
You're still human, Derry. You just have. Well, have you figured that part out yet?
I'm a fucking werewolf.
Yes. I'm glad you've discovered that now. I don't have to beat around the bush.
I wish you told me that sooner. It would have made things so much easier.
I assumed you knew with all the dog jokes.
Are we in there now with these guys?
Would you guys go back?
Yeah, I mean, we'd definitely go back to
Yeah.
the party. It's you know,
Okay, then yeah, I'd see you guys are going into the library at this point. You see Edmund and Kelmorn up on the second floor speaking with a blue elf and a dwarven female. The blue elf is currently like bent over and making very specific eye contact with Kelmorn right now.
so I would just inform them to put up wanted posters of us for whatever crimes. We definitely appreciate the home, but in case anyone comes looking, they will see that you are not allied with us, and it will give the town a chance to grow and prosper. I would always continue to grow.
You do realize if we pretend to no longer associate with you, our support from times that you gathered by making deals with them as your group would probably come to a stop.
Well, you don't have to name us in the posters, just have a crazy looking gnome.
look at over. Kiri, did he say wanted posters? Like us on wanted posters?
Cameron, like, I realize that you're trying to, like, own the things and stuff, but sometimes you also need to let people make their own decisions.
Hello. At this
That's
point,
a good.
Asterio stands up, and you see that she has soft blue skin, deep blue hairs, and long robe. And she kind of waves over at you. Are you Kelmorn's friends, I take it?
Yep.
So you actually have people that call you a friend now, Kelmorn.
What are the thoughts?
And she chuckles.
How long trading things you just get a sense
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you very well.
of. Basically, Edmund would ask how long that Asteria has been trading, like inventions and her ideas with this place, because I thought they were all mad, but theirs do.
Well, I've been trading with them for months. They were mad, but in the same sense that Kelmorn was, and Kelmorn still did business. Now I have to actually haggle for the things I want.
As a player, I'm like, I kind of want to inside check, but at the same time, my rules have not been on my side. So
You can!
I'm gonna do it. If it's another one, I give up.
I mean, you're bound to get one at some point if you just keep trying. You know?
It's not a one, but it's just seven total. I'm done with insight. Done with it.
You can tell she's calm.
At least we're not in combat. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
At least we're not in combat.
Get them all out now.
This is your recumbrance for your 4 kill that we talked about at the beginning of stream, by the way. You got to be a total badass last time, now you just...
It's about time he pulled his weight, is what I said.
And at this point, Asteria will give a gentle nod. I will leave you to your research then. And as far as hunting a specific drow, perhaps the Talon of Hunters can help. Over in Thit.
I'm gonna write that down. Just give me
And with that, she departs. You can tell who our notes taker is.
Lord Keeper Josh is here.
Chalmorn,
Yes.
can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
I'm kind of worried about you lately.
So,
Because you seem very down on yourself. And I know that you feel bad about bad things that you've done. And that's okay. I don't want to tell you how to feel, but I think that you should be kinder to yourself because you're trying to be different and you're trying to change, and you know that you did some bad things and you want to be better. So I think you should cut yourself a little slack and maybe give yourself some forgiveness and some grace, because I mean, we were with you when you were doing some not very nice things, but also I don't think you were in your right mind.
that is
You
a
know?
that is a very good point. It's just I'm not that hard. I don't feel like depressed or anything like that. I'm not comfortable with this sudden transition of doing the things that I did, then all of a sudden
But
That-
you know, the fact that you feel that way also shows that you've grown a lot. You know? Because if you were still a really bad person, you'd be like, all like, oh shit, yeah, I'm a hero, hell yeah. You know? But you're not like that. So, I think you should let people feel about you how they want to feel about you. Because what they feel about you really isn't any of your business anyway, but I mean, if they're grown, if they feel like they want to work with you and be around you, then you should let them do that.
I definitely understand that. I will keep that in mind. It's just still all of a sudden. I have to get used to
Yeah, I understand that.
it. And
But it makes my heart feel bad when you're sad. And I don't think you should be so hard on yourself. You were
Need to
always
be a
kind
little-
to me, even when you were a little bit like, you were always kind to me.
give that time and then who knows what I would have done. But I do.
I would
I
have kicked
definitely.
your ass if I had to. So,
Well, I definitely do appreciate it. I think I just need some time. I need to process. I don't think I'm ready for a big celebration of it yet.
well, how about you look at it like this? It's a celebration of you making a change. and maybe a celebration of everybody. So maybe it's, they're happy and you did do a really good thing for them. And if you make that less then you make them feel bad because they should be happy that they get to be free now, you know?
Definitely. I think I can get behind that.
So
I
if you
felt
don't want to
really-
be happy for you, be happy for them.
All right, I'll try it.
That's all I ask. I just want you to take care of yourself.
I will, and I do. It was seeing somebody from my hometown, just kind of like a gut punch. Because one of our party members, I think, question, out of character question, because again, it's been forever. Did Joey's character tell us that he killed all those, had the kids kill all their parents?
I don't
Learn
believe
about
so.
that?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No idea what you're talking about.
That does not need to be on Kelmorn's conscience.
Good. Good, because that was old.
As soon as those kids got brought up, I saw the look in your eye, like, oh dear God.
Yeah. Well, no, I also preached to those kids. That's what I was worried about.
You taught them, you preached to them. I taught them how to fight with actual swords.
I just hope she got what I was saying. Things. All right. I think
Go
I need to do a
ahead.
little bit more.
What? Kelmorn, go ahead. Edmund too, since you both knew her. You guys can go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Boy. +0. That's a 1.
That's another one.
Oh my gosh.
God.
That's a 4.
Never
total.
mind, you don't get that bit of information. Moving right along.
Virtual
Hell
death.
yeah, Kelmorn. Hell
In fact, you
yeah.
forget it forever.
See, we should have been in person today so I could use my new clicky clacks that I got, but that was just. It's better this way.
Yes,
Get him
next
off the
time.
way now.
Better this way.
You built your
It's just
dice
like-
jail!
Sure did.
Yay!
Sure
That's so
did.
cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Kelmorn will just be trying to research anything on Tharizdun and anything on Ioun. That's where his focus is going to be. Looking especially on any books that might have been fighting followers of Ioun or Tharizdun.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation check. And Heidi, for that awesome in-character role play and like pep speech, you get an inspiration.
Oh, awesome.
Since I can't really give you physical cards right now, we'll treat it like a D10 that you can add at any point.
All right.
That is 11 on my investigation check, but I am also going to be asking the dwarf.
Okay.
And I can read all languages, so it doesn't matter what it's written.
Yeah. You start looking around, realize you're not finding it, and then ask, and she'll turn over to you. Well, Tharizdun. Anything on Tharizdun? And she starts heading up to the 3rd floor. I assume you follow. And
absolutely.
she'll start, like, flipping through books. Well, we have, and she'll start pulling them out. Deities to avoid. We have,
Did you use that a while ago?
oh, you,
Days for dummies.
yeah, no kidding. How do you think it feels having had that in our library the entire time we were under Tharizdun? And then she grabs out another one. This one is, well, it's still kind of a work in progress. We're just doing it based off of what we heard. And this is written about a group who went to the gods' realm and actually spoke and fought with some gods. So...
I don't need to know about that.
I mean, they fought some of them, so perhaps. And then she goes over to another shelf, and there's a wild pink. And then we have a book of lesser deities as well.
I'm gonna try to peruse anything that.
Okay. She hands you those three and kind of gestures towards a sitting area that's been set up on the third floor. Very like plush looking armchairs. Like they look like the kind where you just like sink into a little bit.
I think that'll make Elmore more uncomfortable. So he'll sit.
There's a little like coffee table over there and everything that you can place your books down on as you read.
I'm gonna take out my notebook and draw that symbol that was on the letter
Okay.
and ask if she has seen anything like that before. Or if she has anything that might have symbolism, you know.
Hey Teddy, do you have that letter prop nearby?
Yes.
You want to show the stream what the symbols look like?
Yes.
Uh,
And crumple it.
Da, 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 da. So, well, one of those symbols, and she looks kind of perplexed as she goes through and then remembers that she handed off the book of over to Kelmorn. Well, one of the books that he's reading, The Deities to Avoid one, I believe that one symbol is specifically for Cyric. Did you see it somewhere?
Yeah, we came across it written
Here,
on a letter and don't know what it means.
Well,
I mean, I still have the letter. I can hand it right over to her.
and she'll kind of read it over. And, well, this sounds like a group dedicated to Cyric and some other being. But Cyric is the god of lies, sometimes referred to as the mad god. I can't imagine why they would be wanting to wake him up or get him to the mortal realm. I mean, I don't
Wake
pretend
him
to
up?
understand. Yes, yeah, the letter mentions vessels. Usually that means the awakening of God in a manner that allows them to take over a mortal's body in order to be able to walk on the mortal plane. And Josh is freaking out. Do you have a theory, Josh?
I have literal goosebumps right now.
No.
I have many theories, but go.
As,
Yeah, think about it.
as a player, I'm like, oh dear. But as Edmund,
Edmund's like, oh, I wonder what time it is, when we're gonna eat.
He needs his pizza.
pizza time. Can Edmund do research
Absolutely.
regarding werewolves and rituals?
Do you ask if she has any books on it?
Yeah. Do you happen to have anything relating to werewolves, rituals,
Well-
cults?
Well, cults are a little bit harder to get books of, as those usually tend to be kept within the cult and destroyed upon vanquishing of the cult. So, cults, no. However, we do have a book on blood curses as far as the werewolf thing goes. And if that's something that plagues one of your group, then trust me, there are worse blood curses to be plagued by. She grabs a book off of a shelf on the second story and hands it to you.
Thank you. Just gonna find a seat and just start reading. Because it's like, oh fuck, he's got a blood curse.
As
I have malaria. Oh gosh, oh my gosh, if mosquitoes bite Edmund.
what do you think happens to Kelmorn?
Oh. No! I want to see it. I'm messaging Joey right now.
Here he goes. Pee.
No, it's just curse. I'm not cursed. I'm into diseases, though.
You.
Sirik, right? That was the. I know I wasn't there, but that was just Sirik, right? The god Blaize.
Yeah.
That there were. Okay, I just want to make sure, like, my notes had that right.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you go to sit down, you definitely do sink about like half an inch into the very plush chair. Very comfortable. Jalen, are you doing anything in particular?
I can't really think of anything to do.
You're welcome to just go enjoy the festivities. You don't have to stay with the group of book nerds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go out. I'll go. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just go out and enjoy and go check around.
Okay.
I'll go with you.
Thank you.
We'll keep it 2 and 2.
Oh,
Oh, we should load our guns though before we go.
Oh.
load your
We should
guns.
probably learn how to... Look what we got.
You know what? I think that's a good idea. I only have a wisdom of 12. I think that's a good idea.
What
Give
the
yourself
fuck
some more
is
armor.
that?
Let me know if you find any armor, Smith. I would love to see if I could trade
Yes.
in and maybe upgrade to full plate. Possible.
Hey, I know how to get our gold back.
With
I have-
that?
I have some ways to do it too, but
I don't even think it hurts that much.
Kelmorn will open up his coin pouch and see,
It's a pea shooter.
and we'll see the 1 gold and 41 silver. Yeah, just so I can see if there's a place I might come back to buy something.
Find any weapons, let me know. Also, I may have an idea for what should do. Just an idea.
Okay.
I'm
Alright.
just thinking as a player, if I cut myself and light my sword on fire, theoretically, I might be able to turn his sword on. To touch tips.
I'm not touching that.
I already did.
I wanted to make that
You
joke.
already bit that.
I didn't touch it, I bit it.
Oh, goodness gracious. The amount of inside jokes this group has.
I have a question. So, with Edmund's swords, like, does it have to be his blood?
Oh yeah, no. Like my weapons are straight up weapons, but because I cut myself, they become magic.
So your blood. Okay, I wasn't sure about that. Okay.
Alright. You two head out to look at all the festivities, and you, as you're a bit lower now, you see the source of the music that you heard earlier. There is a wooden stage in what looks like the town center, and there is a group playing on it. There's someone, strumming along on a guitar or a lute, and there's someone singing, there's someone like popping on some drums. It's a pretty nice feel. It feels very lively. There's occasional people who will stop and stop you and ask you if you're the ones. Like, not even context, just, are you the ones? And it's mostly kids who actually get up to talk to you, but you see that as soon as they go back to their parents are asking them.
Just start sending autographs.
You see that there's a few different taverns and inns. You see a restaurant.
Let's go get a drink. Ooh, and food.
Okay. You go in and you are brought a menu. On the menu is steamed buttery spider legs, 7 mushroom stew, pumpkin pie, roasted vegetable skewers, miso soup, and fried tofu.
You know, those spider legs are probably really fresh.
Yeah, right?
Spider legs.
Nope. No. No. No.
I'll order the spider legs.
Okay. What does Kyrie want?
Out.
Oh man, if I was there, minor illusion to make the spider legs.
I would just think I ate some of the mushrooms I still have, and it'd be good.
I'm just gonna sit there. 'Cause I spent all my gold on my gun.
I'll buy you dinner.
You aren't asked
For
for
dinner, I already owe you money.
when you're handed the menus. You aren't asked for money. You were just expressly asked what you wanted.
Oh.
Yeah, they
Pumpkin
don't.
pie, pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie.
Absolutely.
And we're missing out on spice.
You see, Edmund left you to come join the party, right?
Well,
Right?
well, that's another thing. I'm sure that as soon as Kelmorn will actually hear the festivities, we'll ask to, if you can read these books later, and taking upon Kyrie's advice will go out.
Okay, and then I'll inform you of what you're able to learn from the books after session. But you go eventually join the festivities, and you see a lot of the same things. You see the performing group, you see taverns and restaurants, and through a window you can see Jalen and Kyrie sitting down as they are brought. Kyrie is brought a large slice of pumpkin pie. Like, they don't skimp on the portions here. You get a large slice of pumpkin pie. And you get, like, a big, like, serving plate of spider's legs. Basically served like crab's legs.
Nice.
I'm moving my pie over further away so that it doesn't, like, get anywhere, like, no molecules from the spider legs touch
Minor illusion, a spider leg touches the pie.
And you go to try the spider legs, and it tastes pretty damn close to the crab legs. There's a bit, like, of a heartier flavor to it, but it tastes like a meaty crab leg.
Like chicken.
So as soon as I see Kelmore, I'm gonna, like, take my fork, go pie on it, like, shove it over his face, like, this is so good! Just, like, right up to his mouth.
And it is quite good. Like, this is pie that they definitely probably take hours to make. Like, they...
It has a little aftertaste of spiders.
Liar.
The look.
You're just trying to take mine. So, no. Order your own.
And as you join them, you are also handed a menu. Do you need me to read the things again?
No, I will. I will just get some mushrooms.
Wonderful. And you're brought a large wooden bowl of mushroom stew. Edmund, did you leave with Kelmorn? And okay, then you are also you are also handed a menu. That says steamed
Do you have
buttery
anything-
spider legs, 7 mushroom stew, pumpkin pie, roasted vegetable skewers, miso soup, or fried tofu.
Do you have anything with a bone on it?
If you count the exoskeletons on the spider legs.
I don't know. Do you count that, Edmund?
So the
I will take spider legs.
all right, and they go back, and you also get a big old serving plate of spider's legs.
Baby wolf Kelhorn.
Oh,
So, I think we need to decide where we're going next. I'm sure you two have similar destinations.
Um, should we try to best equip ourselves before we go out and do anything?
That's a very sound thing. Yes. But
I understand the festivities in our honor, heroes, all that, but the sooner we leave, the sooner we can catch up and stop whatever they're doing.
well, do we know if this cult is also tied to both of you two?
I think that we should probably meet somewhere quiet where we can kind of. We haven't really even had a chance to like kind of compare notes on all this stuff.
That's a good idea.
So it might be a good idea to get a chance to just kind of talk and figure out what's going on.
You're
And
welcome.
then we can formulate a game plan.
You're welcome to do so in the restaurant, or if you want to go get an inn first and then do that, you can also find one relatively easily.
Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of back knowledge. This was the extent of my knowledge. This place that I didn't know existed.
Well, you never know what. You might know what. How do I want to put that? You might know stuff you don't know. Maybe? Something like that.
You might know more than you realize.
Maybe that, yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I rubbed off on you.
It's like there might be things that you know that you don't realize that you know. Or things that are important that you didn't think were important, you know?
Oh, absolutely. But I think that three of you have the bulk of the information, and maybe I would chime in if something sounds familiar.
Well, you did just read that book about different deities and stuff, right?
You
Yeah,
get
I'm
part
still
way into
processing.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and I still have more to read. I just wanted to also check out to see if they had any nice weapons or armor that was extremely discounted. But I haven't had a chance to do that yet. I was probably going to do that.
And maybe what you'll find a direction to pursue with your research too, after
True.
we talk.
Oh, very true. But I think we should talk about your two targets and the people that are targeting you.
Yeah. I'd really rather do that somewhere private.
Okay, we can wait until we get a room.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are able to finish up your food, and it is quite good, and you aren't asked for money at the end of it. You are treated like real heroes, and like even if you
I'm
go
dropping. Sorry,
No, go ahead.
I'm dropping 5 silver on the table.
We don't need that. You You gave us our minds back. If anything, we are in debt to you.
Trust me, I definitely understand having recently got my mind back, but it was so delicious. I feel it would be unethical to at least not share what I do have.
Fair enough.
But trust me, I recently got my mind back, so I feel you there.
And they kind of nod and accept it. As you walk away, or leave, it's pretty easy to find a few inns. There are some that are real cheap, but on the lowest floor, there's some in kind of like the middle levels, and there's one up on the second level, which is where you guys are currently at, like the second from the top.
Where would you all like to go?
Need to go room to talk, right?
Which inn? Just the one on this floor?
It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
And as you go to the inn on this floor, outside you see a metal statue that is currently in the process of being cleaned. A copper statue that's in the process of being cleaned. And what is happening to my voice?
Ooh.
That was a thing. But, there's a small goblin, not Pit, but a goblin that's outside cleaning the statue.
Hey, where is Pit?
Did you, are you looking for him now? Are you thinking about him now?
I'm thinking, yeah, where's Pit?
Anyone that would have been paying attention to Pit is welcome to roll a little insight check to see if they noticed when, or if they remember when Pit disappeared.
That's a 22.
Very nice.
Yeah, 18. But yeah, go ahead.
You did see Pit scurry back to the house that you all had entered earlier. You're welcome to go retrieve him if you'd like.
No, I was just wondering.
Okay. You all go inside, and you see a very bubbly halfling woman. Her hair is kind of poofy, and it's even up in a bun, so it's very, like, poofy and light, brunette. And then she says, "Welcome in. What can I do for you?" "Oh, you must be them," she says as she kind of gets a moment to look at each of you. "Do you need a room? Are you staying for the festivities?"
Yes, we are staying for the festivities, and yes, we would like a room.
"Wonderful, wonderful. Do you need separate rooms or do you prefer a communal?"
Separate.
Sure, separate.
Absolutely.
You all can do what you want, but I would say it was separate. But
We don't get visitors often, so we do have openings. And then she kind of opens a drawer, scans through it, and picks out four different keys and hands them to each of you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All of your rooms will be up on the third floor. You've pretty much got the third floor to yourselves. And if you need anything, we do have room service here, so please let us know.
all right.
The chocolate mousse here is absolutely delicious.
Is it made from real moose?
What? No, it's made from
What?
chocolate.
Oh, it's dessert.
Yes, it's like a very light
Ranger.
whipped chocolate. It's like a
I've never had
pudding,
it.
but lighter.
Oh, I totally need that.
Never heard
I've
of it.
never had it. I would like to try it.
Absolutely. I'll send some up to your room. I'll give you some time to get comfortable first.
So it's not made with moose.
And do you happen to know a good place for like weapons and armor?
Oh, absolutely. What is there? There's halfling specialties, dwarven specialties, the enchanters. What are you looking for?
Well, I don't think I can afford anything enchanted. So, just specialty for me.
Your best bet would probably be the halfling armory. That is on the 6th floor. Not of the building, of the city. The armory is not in the building.
I assume they're probably closed, so I'll go there. Thank you.
Absolutely. And you all are able to go up to the 3rd floor, and you see that there are only 4 rooms on the 3rd floor. Each of the keys are labeled.
Shall we discuss before we retire?
Yeah.
Let's go check out your room.
Sounds good. I'll go to my room.
Alright, and you open it up, and there
Roll saving
is...
throw.
You open it up, the key works just fine. You see, there's no windows in this room. You're in the middle of a mountain, so there's not...
No, that makes sense.
And there's
Yeah.
no point.
But there is a large mural across the far wall. It is of a bright orange flower, and long green leaves. The bed itself has an orange that's similar to the flower for the bedding. And it is like a full, like... The bed here could account for a Goliath or a half-orc. Like, it's a big bed.
Do I recognize that flower?
You can roll a nature check.
Oh joy. Here we go.
I can give you guidance.
Sure. I'll take a D4 on that 17. That's an 18.
Your best guess is it's an artistic interpretation of the sunbloom, which is a flower named so because it only ever blooms when it is getting hit by direct sunlight.
Can Edmund sniff the air?
Sure.
Do a perception check.
Go ahead.
Right.
I also wanted to have Velmar just check around for anything invisible or funky that he could find.
16's my highest.
Nice. You smell around and you can smell hints of cocoa from downstairs. Otherwise, there doesn't seem to be any artificial scents or anything. It's mostly just that earthy smell that comes from, like, if you were to go sniff a rock outside.
Okay. I just wanted to see if there was somebody invisible
Yeah.
near us. I did it once, I'm still gonna hold on to it every time. I did it once, I'm gonna do it every time.
That's what Velmar's checking too.
Yep, and he's kind of like hopping around from furniture piece to furniture piece to get better assess of things, and he comes back. Also, thank you, Kits. He comes back and just kind of lays down comfortably on your shoulders, calm. And
I want to see something, Jalen. Pull out the sword.
Okay.
Cut myself, take D6. I just want to see if I can artificially light his sword.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
That's not what I wanted, but that's fine. 6 points of damage. There goes that 10. reaching out the sword, can I light his sword?
You touch tips and his sword lights a flame.
There you go.
Talk about this.
And again, Jalen, whenever you wanted to extinguish the flame, you're able to do so easily. Whatever little mannerism you want to do to extinguish the
Wingardium
flame.
extinguisher. No.
Choose wisely, because I'm about to say whatever mannerism you choose to extinguish the flame is how you're going to have to extinguish the flame.
Oh
Go
no.
flame go. Go
Flame off.
flame go. Flame off.
Pee on it.
Every time you want to put out your sword, you have to pay on it.
Like, I can't go. I don't have to go.
Well, you're
Guess
gonna.
we're just lighting this forest on fire then.
Watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Eden's gonna put his sword away.
So what do you actually do to extinguish the flame?
I'm just gonna blow on it like I can, like,
And it just blows out easier than most candles would do. Alright. So you all have this time to yourselves. You have searched the room, you have checked for any signs of people or things, and you are alone in this room. You have time to process everything that has happened while you've been in this temple.
So, I don't know
Before
about the
we
rest
talk-
of you.
Do you want me to cast Tiny Hut in here just to make sure, like, no spells or anything, like, case anybody was trying to, like, use magic to listen or anything? Do you care? Does it matter?
Can you
I-
do see invisibility?
I cannot, and I don't know if your hut blocks any information. I'm not very good at magic.
It says it spells and magical effects can extend through it or be cast through it. So
Sounds like a good idea then.
just to be on the safe side.
You guys are the most cautious set of players that I have had. You're like, we're in a secure room. Let's make it more secure.
Everyone
Well,
had a
we are dealing with what we don't know what we're dealing with, so
If Varen can scry on a succubus in campaign 1, there is no doubt in my mind somebody could scry on us.
they can't now.
So you do the tiny hut and you all enter. What does the inside of your tiny hut look like?
It looks kind of like got like big fluffy oversized pillows and just like furry like fur blanket type things, you know, just it's really what's that word that they use?
Plush?
That Haiga or whatever. You know, where it's all just like cozy, comfy stuff.
Yeah.
Like lots of like knit things, you know, blankets and cushions and pillows and stuff. So
It's all
Just
about
like
being
soft.
cozy.
yep, all cozy, comfortable, like kind of like pastel colors and pretty with candles, you know, magical candles that aren't actually gonna burn anything down. But I feel like I need to qualify that.
Kind of like Aladdin type deal with all the.
yeah, kind of like that.
Very nice.
So
Very nice. Continue on your conversation.
So, who wants to go first?
I don't know. I guess whoever wants to.
I was gonna say, I guess whoever asked that question should go first.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fair.
We're definitely dealing with some sort of cult, and honestly, I think they're trying to do some sort of ritual. My family was involved. Chances are they tried to stop it, and they died for it. Something about my blood. I think it could be stuff with the Neophreth, stuff with curse, stuff up to like they need me, my blood really, for whatever they're trying to do, whoever's trying to do it, and I think it has to deal with bringing back some sort of being, some sort of god. I mean, and I think really we were just targets. Plain and simple. I think that's how I'm involved. They need my blood, my family's blood for something. Some sacrifice, some ritual or something.
Well, it's interesting because my vision, I saw a drow,
I did
and the
too.
female and the drow that we killed, and it's the same drow that slaughtered my whole tribe and family.
Was your family protecting something?
No, we were just trying to live our life.
Insight check. Here's why. As a player, I just want to see if I can get something higher. And also, that's better. That's a 23. On party members, I do great. Everybody else, no.
So you're trying to determine if I'm actually telling the truth?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually telling the truth. We were actually pushed off our land previously, and we just set out another tract of land, and we're just really just trying to exist at this point, and we were doing okay. And then, but the undead came through, and I was very young. The undead came through and wiped us out. I don't think we were the target. I think we were just in the way.
Well, maybe it's your land that they're at.
They didn't stand. They just went through. But I didn't see everything because I was trapped underneath the fallen tree, which is how I survived.
Why are they after you, Gary?
I'm not really 100% sure, but my parents traveled with them when my mom was pregnant with me, and they were trying to do some ritual when I was being born. And I don't really know everything that happened, but my parents got away right after I was born while they were doing some type of ritual. Everybody was focused on doing that, and my parents got away, and my godmother helped, and they've been after me since, like, literally before I was born. And I've been chased my whole life. And I don't really know why it's me. But I think it has to do with something about me being able to just switch my seasons like that, because my mom said when she was in labor and as soon as I was born, like, all the seasons like cycled through like really fast, like just within like a couple minutes, which even in the Fey realm isn't like a normal thing.
Wait a minute. Are you from Hawaii?
You didn't know that?
I don't. I don't. Wait a minute.
Like,
As a player, I'm thinking, I'm processing. I'm on to you, Damien. I'm on to you. I'm
Whatever.
on to you.
Whatever could you mean?
I'm
Well,
going
are your
through notes.
parents and godmother still around?
Yeah, right before, like, I met up with you guys, I kind of, like, I don't want to say I ran away from my parents, but I kind of ran away from my parents.
Do you think they would have
Because
more information?
I overheard that I was in a tavern and I overheard some people saying that they were looking for a couple with a daughter. And I didn't want them to be caught up in it anymore. So I left them. My godmother took them back home. But that's why I have Velmar. She gave him to me to help protect me. Like, he can check for poison and things like that. So, you know, he's good to have around. He helps keep me safe.
Do you know where your godmother is then, by chance? Maybe she has more information.
She's in court.
And where is court?
In the Fey realm.
I don't know of any way to get to the Fae.
I do, but I mean, obviously I can, because that's where I'm from. Home. I'm never really there that often, because it's not safe for me to be in one place for very long.
I like it. Where? So we have my blood. Jalen's location. Something to do with possibly your blood, Gary. Where do you fit in? Edmund's gonna look towards Kelvin.
I was a failed tailor. Maybe I made an outfit for someone they didn't like. I mean, I happened upon this place. I think I'm just random.
You feel a little sting from your holy symbol when you say you're just random.
Well, my involvement is just random, but
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
well, no, I don't have any. My backstory, my involvement was this place. Is I came to this place, but I fell into Tharizdun's trap instead of Ionis. So, obviously, Tharizdun has something to do with it.
Could it be your connection?
Maybe they thought you would help them.
Oh, I was at a point. I was preaching. I got converts.
But maybe they thought you'd help them get us.
Possibly, because I would have sacrificed
You could have tried.
anyone. Did. So,
There's a
but I
puppy.
don't.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I have any way forward to offer as clearly as you all
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't agree with that.
I don't
Maybe
either.
you're here to help protect us.
do. Oh no, I know, that is not me being a ding. I'm saying the best way forward, I think, is in one of your three. So I see three choices, and all of them are locations. You either try to go past where Galen lived, following the track of the undead, but I think that would probably be more dangerous because we are most likely they've been at this since you've been born, so they probably have many more resources than we do, and know a lot more. That might be our third trip. Second
Yeah.
option would be to go to Edmund's home and try to find more of what they were protecting and more information on that.
I hate to break it to you, buddy, but I don't have one. I've
And-
been nomadic my whole life. My whole plan has been we just went rough beasties were and we killed them.
So maybe we need to talk to my parents and my godmother and see if they can help enlighten us on the situation more.
I think that is the way to go.
I think
We should probably go ahead, Edmund.
I was gonna say I think we should visit where Jan was from first. Simply because that's a place here, in the Feywild.
And I do understand that, but if that is where they were going and that is where they are set up, that's us walking into the beast's mouth with no armor and no weapons.
The big bad wolf is afraid of the Feywild.
I think we should get more information before we try to take anybody on directly.
And
To
I
try
mean,
to boost our chances. But that's just me.
I mean,
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for cutting you off, Teddy.
that's all right.
It's been 20 years since the mark, right?
Yes.
I was 7. Edmund was 7 when the marks were around. So, just thinking. Just thinking. Anyway, continue. That was just above game talk. I was just thinking.
I mean, you're talking about going to a place where I lived. My best recollection of the place is it's decimated, and they weren't there when I finally got out of there. Not saying they aren't there now. I'm just saying, like, if you're talking about going to where I lived, that as far as I know, they were passing through.
Right, and following their trail is what I'm saying. To go to where they were going.
Sure.
And obviously, if they pass through, then we at least know the direction and the starting point.
Mhm.
But I think the Feywild is the way to go. Unless we find something else during our days here, I guess we should probably stay here for the festivities, see how welcoming these people are, and see if we can get equipped a little bit better. I know I need more rations, definitely. I only have 1 day's worth.
I definitely should store before we leave. Definitely store up.
Hellborn,
Yes.
when you were doing your research, or even before that, do you know anything about Cyric?
I know that he was the god of lies.
And they said also known as the Mad God.
The mad god is Theros.
There is clarification. Tharizdun is the god of madness. The mad god is just a colloquial term.
And I will.
Yeah.
The library lady said that that's what that symbol was. So maybe it wouldn't hurt to see if we can find out some more information on that too.
And probably more information on Iona, because what's the best way to find lies?
This is true. She thought that it sounded like people were trying to resurrect him, or wake him up.
Maybe the
And I don't
staging-
really want to be, I don't know if it's our blood or what, but I don't really want to be a vessel for a dude, and I don't want to be a vessel for that particular dude.
Understandable. Well,
Whenever you get a chance, Damien, check my Discord message.
how about we rest? You all really want to do the separate, or are we? Is that?
I mean, you're welcome to stay in my tiny hut if you want to, but if you want your own space while you can, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to be offended or anything.
Well, we're in my room right now.
Yeah, we're in his
Oh.
room, but we're in her hut.
Yes. Well, we can all stay right here and be perfectly safe. Is what I'm saying.
I think it's worked for us before. I did separate rooms for a boy.
Okay.
I'm good with that. But we should all take advantage. We should all take advantage of the baths here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Killing me.
Eh.
Smell like a wet dog.
You're still fluffy, Edmund.
Maybe.
Edmund, do you
Yeah.
know how your werewolf thing works? Is it a blood thing?
I turned
Or-
into a wolf. I turned into a werewolf. It's just
But like, can you like?
Control it.
Is it contagious? Like, if you scratched me or bit me or somebody else, would
I grabbed
get it
Wolf's
too?
Bane, which is the name I call my mace. I killed him.
I don't think it is.
okay?
At this point, there is a knock, not on the tiny hut, but on the hotel room door.
Our chocolate mousse, guys. I can't go get it, but if somebody else
I will
will
go.
get it.
You go and open the door.
Because I don't know whoever's at the door to see the giant werewolf.
Go and I open.
I-
You do so, and it's the same woman as before with the fluffy brown hair, and she's holding up a
the
tray.
chocolate mousse?
Yep, she's got a tray with 4 cups of some kind of brown whipped confection.
and this
Thank
is
you
how
so much.
Edmund dies.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, it's chocolate for dogs.
I didn't even think of that. That's great. I love that. And
Don't puke in my tiny hut, Edmund. Please.
and just have him go eat some grass. He'll be fine.
Wait, I'm sorry, Edmund, if that was a rude question for me to ask, but I was just curious, and I can't help but be curious because, like, I was just thinking, like, how cool it would be, like, if you scratched me and I became like a werewolf, and then I could, like, still change my seasons, and I'd be like a different colored dog, and I'd be super fluffy, but with flowers in my hair. That would just be awesome.
You are a person of change. I come back in and I am handing out the moose and I stop at Edmund. I'm like, I don't know if we should give this to you.
Would you even know that chocolate's bad for dogs?
Well, it's
Human right now.
No, I'm not.
He went wolf
Oh,
form.
he won't. I'm sorry. You're right.
Oh,
You're right.
wolf one.
I would have no idea.
Well, I didn't hear Kiri go puppy. You know. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Kelmorn, when you were bringing in the moose, you also saw that Amber is just laying on the bed waiting because she can't go into the hut.
oh,
she
Ember, would
put
you like
a
to come
hut.
in?
And she'll like bark and go up with you.
She can come in the hut.
You have to think of them first before they can go in the hut. And I can guarantee Ember has not been on y'all's minds. So Ember happily trots in with you. And then
No
just
moose is-
stares at Edmund. And then goes into a stance like she wants to play.
Playful puppy bow.
I'm sorry, Edmund. Between me and Ember, we're probably like really making you uncomfortable.
It's okay.
I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. I'm very sorry.
You don't. Trust me.
Ember kind of cocks her head to the side and then starts doing like the little half
Speak
jumps.
for yourself. I don't care if I make you uncomfortable.
Edmund's gonna play with
timber.
Yay! Roll animal handling.
Oh god.
Let's see if you get a playing with the tiger moment. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, go to Follow Knight's Fall. I am playing a ranger over on his channel, and
Another natural one.
I had the opposite of that happen.
My gosh.
So what part of the body is his fur on fire?
His whiskers are singed off.
You go to start playing with her, and not used to being in your full werewolf form, you do accidentally nick her with one of your claws at one point, and she lets out a little.
I cast Cure Wounds.
I'm not gonna worry about rolls for that. That was a little nick.
So, DM question: how much do I know about the mark?
Okay. What?
I got a 16.
Okay. You have heard of them. They were kind of more so tall tales you heard when you were younger. As the years went on and the purebloods took power, they were spoken of less and less. But from the stories you were told as a child, they were brave heroes who saved the world from being collapsed into the gods' realms, and they fought off the gods themselves.
Do I know anything about their involvement with a cult? Question mark.
Not per se.
My gay wizard again.
Not per se, but there is you did hear that they had a child with them who seemed to have trouble with dark powers. That's about as much as you would know.
Just throwing this out there. Have any of you heard about the legendary heroes who saved the world?
It was 20 years ago, but you all are alive. If you want, you can roll to see if you heard the stories.
What would that be, history?
Yes.
Marked? Were they like a marked with disease or something?
I don't know. I just remember hearing about them. And I figured we're heroes now. Why not make allies with even better heroes?
Jalen, you heard stories of them as god fighters. You didn't hear much else.
Oh, that should have been the party name. That's so much cooler.
I guide myself and I will check.
That post-campaign name regret.
Yeah.
17 total with guidance.
Okay. Through all your time traveling, and having been around since before all of the nonsense with the Marked, you've definitely heard of a fair amount of their antics. You've heard that they, not only did they save the planet once, but they also saved a city and then supposedly destroyed it. But as far as destroying it, that part is just rumors. No one seems to tell the same story.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
I screen froze, so I missed what you said.
Oh, I said that you've heard of them. You've heard of them as god fighters and rescuers of the planet. You've also heard of them as, they rescued an entire city, much like you all did, but also destroyed a city. And then that's where, like, rumors about them kind of stop. As far as destroying the city, that part specifically is rumor versus story. No one seems to be able to get the facts straight about it. And that specific rumor comes a lot of times from people in the purebloods.
Like I said, I didn't mean to.
Mm.
But fuck them purebloods. Fuck that call. So
How do you know about those guys?
I had heard of them growing up. Sorry, my cats are fighting. One wants to play, one doesn't. I heard of them growing up, and I only suggest it because we're going to be heroes. Why not get even better heroes on our side? We can even find them.
That's a thought. That's
Besides,
a good idea.
if they could save the world once, maybe they could help us save it. Or have any idea. Also, just as a player, I want to see Edmund fight Elric. I want to see Edmund fight Elric.
Dude, you would get so smashed.
But as a player, it's like, oh, I want it to happen.
I still have his information.
Someone crush a
For
cat.
those of you that don't know, I blew up a little portion of Malona. A little portion, the capital.
We left off with you all being arrested and you casting Fireball. And that was the end of the campaign.
Go out with a bang. I told Damien, I was like, roll the dice. I'm an evocation wizard. No one I want to get hurt.
Fireball!
I get hurt.
Oh, the most classic D&D wizard way to end a stream. I cast Fireball! And speaking of endings, we are going to end session here tonight. We will end with questions, theories, and anything else you may have for me, starting with Kelmorn, aka Nightfall.
I have theories, but I'm gonna leave them to myself right now. No, I definitely like the session. Kelmorn is definitely not depressed at himself. He's just feeling the guilt and all that. So he is going to try to get a little out of his shell a little bit more. So definitely great role play there, Carrie. So it was definitely needed, and he's trying to fill his role as the party protector. That's why he's doing the aid all the time and protection from poison, and that's actually giving up his major spell slot. Those are the strong ones that he can smite with. But no, had a lot of fun. Just wondering if there is any more weapons or upgrades.
You shall see.
Because I have my Ring of Evasion. That's all I got.
And we will go over to Miss Kiri next, the wonderful role player.
Oh, gosh. It's fun to just have a chance to, talk about some of the history stuff that we've not had a chance to because we're always from the frying pan into the fire. So I'm kind of curious to see where it's all going to go from here. I don't know that I fully realized theory yet, but I just don't want to be a vessel for a creepy god dude.
It's not fun. It's not fun. No, it's not. Having a god whisper in your ear, it's not fun.
You wouldn't know anything about that.
No, not at all. No. What Not to Say to the Raven Queen. A memoir from very
You're welcome for that.
And you have a chat. You have a chance to vote for your favorite character of this session. They will get a bonus. And moving right along, Lore Master over here, note taker.
Okay. First off, let's just do the drawing. beautiful drawings. I know I'm a talented artist. Okay, so first off, I want to see Edmund and Elric go to town and fight. I want to see that. Second off,
We can do that right now.
what? Don't test me. But I definitely think we're all tied together in some way, shape, or form, right? And I think Kelmorn it's with his connection to Tharizdun and the fact that he was able to convert so many people. Something along with Kiri being a part of the Fae. I think it comes down to blood and a location and the fact that Kelmorn was so in tune with this deity at the time. I think that's the reason first off we're being hunted or being targeted in one shape or form. So I definitely feel as though that's why. Second off, I want to see my big wizard again. I figured if we can find them, at least one of them, they can give us some information on what the fuck's going on and what they discovered, what's happened, which will also give us information on how the Pureless came to be. So it's more of a lore standpoint. That's why Edmund's like, hey, let's try and find these characters because they were heroes. They can help us, and B, we can find out what the fuck's going on with the government. Also, me as a player, I want to know how it went from this to that. But good session overall. Also be nice. Please be nice. I get it. You don't want to play, but at least be nice to the kid.
What's Edmund's armor class, by
17.
the way? 29 to hit.
He's doing the stuff for Elric. Alright, moving on.
But good session overall. Good RP moments. And I really like the growth in Kelmorn. How he's sort of accepting and trying to be a better person. But as Edmund said it earlier, doesn't have to do it alone.
That's
Also,
only 30 damage for the first hit.
also, Cookie says that poor cat. Teddy!
Yes. So it's interesting because I gotta say honestly, I'm kind of in awe that you're able to pull so many backstories together in this one camp. Honestly, it's absolutely just amazing. It's amazing that you've had to, especially because you've had two players, Valkyrie and I come in like mid-session or campaign where there's always been a lot that's been done. And you have two players that have been together, and you guys talk about stuff that I don't think we really understand everything, but it seems like we all have a common goal, and it's really just, it's great storytelling on your part. For
100%.
Totally agree.
yeah, and so I mean, I have no theory because I have no idea where this is going to go next, and that's fine. So it makes every session exciting and new. So. Good job. Oh, really?
Thank you. I don't even know how to respond to that.
I don't know. I mean, I just want to say it. I think it's been fantastic, and it's hard. It's hard when you have so many different players, so many different personalities. Kiri really was amazing tonight in the way her role playing. She, it's always been somebody that's kind of like been in the foreground, and she just really stepped up, and it was a lot of fun. And just even without, there wasn't a lot of, no combat action, but it was. I can't believe it's already 20 to 11. It was so much fun.
I know.
But overall, I just really am. So it's a really great job that you're doing, and I love playing with you guys. Overall, and I can't wait to see what next week goes.
Yeah, no, I'm equally as excited.
I'm so glad Edmund's back.
Great.
So
Yeah.
We have guns.
Wait till I show off my new subclass. Like it's
That's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. You all will get a chance to flex your levels soon.
Yeah.
Wait until you're level.
To me.
Wait until you're level 12 for Elric. Just saying.
So
But thank you for the lovely comments and everything. We will go ahead and roll the credits and
Player game.
Oops.
Oh no.
I'm there. I will say that I'll allow the credits for any last minute votes for favorite player. But we'll roll the credits, do the raid, and yeah. Spread that love forward. Send positive messages. Every single person on this planet is important. And like Doctor Who once said, how amazing. I've never met someone that wasn't important before. So, if you don't think you're important, you're full of shit, you are important, we're gonna roll credits.
Are you muted?
Get kind of mangled.
Yes, the seat's gonna just get like what else here. Rank up, hold the line.
Oh, thank you, Damien. Hey, how are you doing, dude? What's up? How's your stream?
That was a new pain I haven't felt.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Sounds
Thank
fine.
you.
I just.
How was your camp? How was your session? How'd it go?
Yes, they're new.
Alright, but we're learning now. Alright. Now this fair is very sensitive, especially on the backs. Don't touch her there, try to avoid letting things.
Good, that's good. That's always good. I prefer RP to combat myself.
Oh, yeah. I think I can do that.
Gay Gothic Elf.
So while this has been going on in this tent,
This is not the very thing. Oh no.
hey Lachlan, care to explain what's been going on in the other tent this whole time?
Oh, very
Well,
Manilow
okay,
playing.
First off, you hear some whispering.
The bad thing is a lot. Okay.
No,
Well,
shh, don't talk about it anymore.
If you always have Bane, then I might like